Hi guys, thank you so much for those who are just joining us now. Keep joining and keep just commenting on the section if you want to see something. We are just left with 2 minutes to the release of the data. I'm trying to look at the calendar. I think most of you are expecting that it should be as soon as or similar with us. We're expecting that it should be the non-farm payroll, but according to the calendar today, I just checked thoroughly on it right now. Looks like the actual non-farm payroll, there they are. Yeah, they're coming in just about a minute. The data we're expecting that the market is expecting 700K over last month's payroll. Yeah, we will see what they'll get. Okay, so but the market is expecting 700K on the non-farm payroll side from the previous of 559, just about 560. So just in a few seconds, we'll be knowing. And then also please note that the employment rate is also expected to improve to 5.7 from the previous 5.8. So the Canadian dollar, Canadians are also posting some news right now. So in 15 minutes, we will be seeing what's happening right now. So I have already set up. I've already set up some very nice. We have already set up some nice charts, and we will be going to check on how the setup for the trading would look like for the day. So, but because we're already left with some few seconds, let's just wait for the data to be posted, and then from there, I'm gonna be showing you how the setup. I'm gonna be monitoring 4 charts, or let us monitor 4 charts. Then for those who are trading Nasdaq, let us see how the Nasdaq will come out like gold, rather Nasdaq, UJ, USD CAD, and Euro dollar. So those are the pairs that I'll be looking at. All right, there goes the news. The news are already out, ladies and gentlemen. We're having a, there you go. Oh, big, big, big. Those beep sound that you hear is the news being released immediately. Faster computers, there they go. There they go. The non-farm payrolls, ladies and gentlemen, for America has now gone. Sure, that's way, way, way better than expected. Way better than expected. We're expecting now the dollar to rally. Once you see this, you're expecting the price of the dollar to rally. And in this case, the unemployment rate does not look good, but it is not a high impact news. Look at that. The high impact news is not there. Unemployment rate in the US has now gone up, to 5.9 when we expected 5.7. But the payrolls are extremely high, 150,000 better than expected. So I think they're gonna be excited about this. Let's just go check the news. Let's rather go check as to how the markets are gonna be doing. But I'm expecting that the dollar should strengthen. We're expecting the strength of the dollar. We are expecting the weakness of gold. We're expecting that the indices or the Nasdaq, because for those who are trading the Nasdaq, we're expecting therefore the Nasdaq should then be going to the downside. Let's go check. All right, I've put up 4 windows just before you guys joined in. Right, you can see that there is the euro dollar breaking the. What I've done is that I can just start by that, looking at that. So this is the euro dollar. Look at that. I have already prepared this long before the market is coming. So you can see there was a serious flock to the downside there. The euro dollar is fighting for this support. Remember, the news are good. So just in about 5 minutes, there it is. Oh man, they are buying the euro now. So there are, wow, what a buy. That's a serious one now. So that's what we're looking at. We're also seeing a lot of buying that is happening on the side of the buy of the pound, So remember, the news are better than expected. So one was not expecting that. Currently we should be expecting that, and there is the dollar coming, falling and coming to the support, the dollar and the Canadian dollar. So we just need to be checking what is causing so much selling of the dollar. That is going to be very interesting, because then we see lots of sell of the dollar currently. What is causing the dollar? When the news on the NFP side, which is why the people are trading up for way better than expected. There, the DUJ has been ranging even before the market comes in, before the news are released. So you can see that even if it is being, the dollar is being sold against the J, against against the Japanese yen, but we are still seeing, that it is still range bound, and there it is wanting to break out. So there's a deliberate sell. If you can look at this, there is just a deliberate sell from this point, of selling and remember, once the weakness of the dollar continues, then it means that we need to be expecting the Nasdaq and some other indices, US indices, to shoot to the upside. Okay, that's what's happening. But one will be interested to know why is the market doing what is it doing right now. Okay, so let's just hold on right there, and then as we monitor, I'm also watching. I'm just gonna be muting because I'm waiting to hear, to get some more news. All right, so that's what's happening right now. So we're just waiting for some more news. All right, just want to see, stop the share and then just share the screen again of the news to check why should there be so much, why is there so much buying or selling of the dollar when the news are better. All right, the unemployment rate, as I said, yes, the unemployment are not that good. There are negative news, but those negative news are coming from low impact, from medium impact news. Unemployment rate 5.9. All right. The average hourly earnings, it's lower, 3.62 versus 3.7. So according to me, that should not have cost there's so much selling of the US dollar for me. So there is definitely something that the fundamentals could have looked at that would make them to be selling the dollar as they are now when the news are better than expected. I think for me, that's for me the worry. That's the worry that's it for me, the worry. So besides that, there's nothing more that I'd be interested in. So there are definitely something that is not right that they are wanting to know, and they are trading right now. So the Nasdaq indices, can we get back to the chart? The indices are pushing up. The indices, there's the Nasdaq pushing up, making some record highs now. So the momentum is already built in already, ladies and gentlemen. So completely opposite to what could have been expected. The USDs are pushed down now, back to the below 1430, completely opposite to what one could expect. So in this case, there's nothing that one can do, but this is not a movement that is as expected. So perhaps again, it could be that it was, look at that, look at how the price initially went to the downside, broke this, the euro is gaining. So perhaps it could also be caused by those who trade stocks, because then if they like what they see there, they could be going straight to buy the stocks. And remember that when you buy stocks, when the stocks are moving up in the US, that fuels the price of the dollar to go to the downside. And then in this case, fuels the price of gold. So the price of gold is going down against this channel. The channel has even reached resistance right there, yet the price is still keeping on knocking on it and completely breaking it. So that's what we see right now. Could it be sustained? For me, that's what I want to see. I'm not going to be interested in trading against technical levels. According to the technical levels, the dollar was ready and poised to gain. This is a bullish, yeah, this is a bullish bullish, a much better bullish dollar before the news were released. You can see that there is the dollar looked much more better, poised to continue with the strength against all other currencies. In this case, the news have come, and the news have come to support the continuous strength of the dollar, not of the indices. But there is the euro dollar is even the most of the volatile. What is happening? So could be that they know that if the dollar can strengthen at the rate at which it is strengthening now, we could be seeing the stock indices of America pushing and finishing lower, whereas looks like they are wanting to see those new highs, that are coming in. The Nasdaq has already broken the high, and like I said, in America, once there's excitement about the stocks, these stocks, I think they are choosing to flip the narrative that if the NFP are good, they are gonna be buying the stocks instead of buying the dollar. So the dollar does not seem to be getting any joy from being bought. Instead, they rather are awarding or rewarding the indices, not the dollar. So who will save the dollar again? Perhaps they want to postpone that back to the Fed. The Fed should be the one who strengthened the dollar, but not those who are the fund managers and those who are looking at the equities and the stock market. So that's how it is. That's what it looks like. That's what I'm seeing right now. Uh, I don't see any. I don't know. The USD CAD is still holding on very nicely to the support. I don't. Let's see. Will the support hold or will they break it? So that's what we see there, right there. But remember, I am just gravitated to this chart of the euro dollar. Definitely not something that one can trade. Broke to the downside, completely bought the euro from that level, selling the dollar, shooting up, breaking this expanding, triangle. So in this case, they are now trading above it, uh, pushing the price of pound also kind of also gaining some strength there already. Within, if you can look at the 30 minutes chart, that's already an engulf. It engulfed the whole pre NFP session. So it's massive. It's a massive sell in that first 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes only, just about 10 minutes. After that, just 15 minutes, just this first 15 minutes candle speaks volumes about how these guys are wanting to sell. But look at that, but look at how the buyers of gold are now running away now, and the sellers are coming in, because this was kind of a big resistance, but there seems to be running away right now as we are watching. Will the Nasdaq hold? I'm very worried about whether there will be any sustainability whatsoever, above this. Let me just leave it like here, right? Because the Nasdaq definitely from yesterday looked negative, recovery today, and there they want to do that. Of course, they have opened and closed many times above this level, and I think if they can close on this session of the NFP, they would have done well to continue even for next week. There they are. So perhaps one could even give them the benefit of the doubt and say, use your own resistance. We will use this support from which the price returned or rejected the sellers before it can get this very nice booster during the NFP. Well, this candle, that's the candle we are monitoring. This is the candle. This is the NFP candle. The NFP candle is knocking yesterday's high. It is definitely gone. It has broken yesterday's high. As it is right now, the news are about Nasdaq having broken new records. So we'll see. We'll see where will this get to. So like I said, perhaps I will also after this myself go check the news and check out that perhaps there was some form of a consensus made that the good NFP data would be translated into buying the US stocks, then but the Nasdaq is loving them. The Nasdaq is absolutely benefiting from what we see as good NFP data. So that's the most important. That's the most important thing for me that I can share with you right now. And then and and then they are selling the dollar against the ZAR. So in this case, they are throwing the strength to the commodity currencies. Commodity currencies are really having it against the dollar. So, like I said, I always say that US is very strong on the stock side, ladies and gentlemen. I think they would not mind a strong stock market against the weak dollar. So the dollar was trying to recover. The dollar has even done way so much against the Japanese yen, sending the price of gold to those 1700 levels that we are seeing today. So, but still, it doesn't shake them. You can see that the price of gold has been suppressed. Since last month's NFP, added or fueled by the Fed's hawkish position. So since then, the price of gold has been taking a beating, and the price of the dollar has been strengthening. But that strength of the dollar did not send or did not weaken the stock markets of America. So it's not very often that happens, but we're seeing both America having it both sides. I can even say all sides, because the price of the Brent crude oil, WTI future contracts futures are looking very good, also going up. I think I should also be checking on how that is also doing. Right, let's just check on how the WTI is doing. There's the Brent crude oil. The Brent crudes, I think they're also pushing up. They could also be kind of happy here. There you go. After yesterday's, there was a big sale. I think that was on the 25th. I remember this very well. Does not look like there's too much. NFP has done much on the oil side, so nothing to write home about. But the Nasdaq, definitely something to write home about. So guys, I don't know if I would say buy but the Nasdaq is looking absolutely poised to the upside. I don't see anything that can take these candles down. Look at that. I mean, already third candle of the M5 opening and closing above that top. So beautiful. It's looking up, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what it is. The unemployment has increased slightly, ticked up slightly by 0.1%. So and we expected that 0.1% to be on the improvement side. Yet it did not dampen the stocks to being bought. Nasdaq is ticking up. There it is. There is ticking. As I'm speaking, the Nasdaq is ticking up. First 15 minutes gone. There it is. That's the full candle done from 2:30, 15 minutes gone. A fully fledged Marubozu candle there with very big wick that is coming from the underside, rejections of those that try to sell it. They pushed up, closed it up far from where they rejected them. So even if these sellers could be coming, the defense line is huge. You can see how big the defense is. This defense is massive. The price was taken from 14.5, and I'm talking about currently the points of the Nasdaq being 14.6. So the push was such, it was a message that they have sent out to say that this good news that are coming, we are the ones as the stock markets that has brought them. We have brought these good news of many Americans who are non-farm payroll workers that they must earn what they are doing. We are the one responsible for this recovery. If anything, the benefit must go to the stock market and it mustn't go to the dollar. So in this case, they choose where the benefit goes. They've taken the credit, they've taken the incentive. There they are rejecting the technical, usually what we call is the technical level, that when the or the technical trading, that when the price or when the NFP data comes better, the US dollar is the one that benefits out of it. In this case, they are choosing to punish the dollar and to incentivize the stock market. So there is, the stock markets are going up. The price of gold is now wanting to be ranging. They don't care. There it is still holding the resistance, but but the stock market's taking the credit. So meaning therefore we could still see again a double whammy for American assets there. The stock market's moving up. Perhaps later on during the day, we still could see the gaining of the dollar. So the dollar could still gain later on after having opened the gate for the stock markets to shoot up. Then after some time, then you'll see if the price of gold would drop from this level. You can see the resistance is still being held pretty nicely. And for me, this, I was hoping that indeed this was negative. I was hoping that the price of gold will continue to plummet even further to the downside. But remember, there is still a case for the weakening. There's still a case for selling of the dollar. Those news can still be traded. There is the there is the UJ holding on to the same range that is keeping since rallying from yesterday, holding that rectangle at the top. There is holding this rectangle, and they may want to go and break the top. So that's what we're looking for. Will it hold? Yes, but the bottom line is that the price, the UJ is holding this support. I think that's for us, for the dollar, should be happy about that. Perhaps that's what they want to hold on to. Just after the markets have calmed down completely, then they can start pushing this price of the price. They can start pushing the price of the dollar from these current support levels. I think I wouldn't be surprised to see that the price pushing up in this case. Like I said again, both the dollar goes up, the and the stock market also goes up. So UJ makes new record highs. Then from there we also see the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones, the S&P 500 also being happy. As I say, that America will have a double whammy if that would be the case. So one would not gain at the expense of the other. All right. There's the price of the Brent crude oil trying to push up, meaning therefore that they are trying to suggest that this guy may break. I don't know, but I don't think that this dollar Swiss franc, rather this dollar CAD chart, I don't know if it's going to break to the downside. The support is still holding. That's what matters. This support is still holding, and if it holds like this, the price of the dollar still pushes up. And if the price of the dollar pushes up against the Canadian dollar, then we're expecting, which Canadian dollar did not post really such brilliant news as compared to the dollar. So one is expecting also these guys to perhaps break this top also, and then from there go to the upside. So that's how it looks like. Right. I don't know, guys. I hope you guys are following and you are seeing how we trade this. That's still a bullish. I'm still saying that the dollar is still bullish. It has not received too much buying, as if I would even be modest. It has received some selling, but the selling of the dollar has not put it to a point where you would say it cannot be sold, because even the USD ZAR, there are some rejections there. There are some buyers coming in on the same resistance that has now become support. So we cannot say that completely this dollar is been thrown away. But yes, the first 15 minutes of the NFP was pretty heavy on it. But now we see that they are thinking again to say that perhaps they wanted to allow the price of the to allow the indices to be the first one to take the lead, to draw the first blood. So they have gone up, and once they are safe out of the gate to move to make those new record highs, then they will be saying, let's hold it right now here, and let's call on our big brother, the dollar, because the dollar also must gain some strength. So I'm expecting both, ladies and gentlemen. I'm expecting that the dollar should rally. Personally, I think the dollar should rally, is going to continue to rally. So the selling for me did not take it away to the point where it should be a big worry. So I think it will hold to this support, and then from there, the price the price of there's the then the price of gold should still stick to be around 1790, excuse me, just around 1790. But of course, it can be a very interesting tale if the price of gold can break the 1795. Okay, so that's what we are waiting to see. So as it is right now, wouldn't try anything until America, or until we see where the money will ultimately flock to. Do you want to buy the Nasdaq? Beautiful, still looking poisely to the upside. Those greens are, that green is big. That green is big, right? That green is massively big. That's a clear. That's a down. That's an outright clearance. That's an outright clearance of the Nasdaq right there. Definitely poised to go and make those new highs. So I'm very happy that this Nasdaq is the one of the pairs that we have included in our market preview, and we have been monitoring and have been long on it right from the very first day of June. And you can see that today June is finished, and as I see it even starts to keep on crawling to the upside, I think it gives me so much pride that it has completely stuck with our analysis. Just from the bottom there, we've been buying it, and all these swings, we've been managing to catch them again. You know, you can, I can post it because it's already is the end of this month. We have already seen that this, I think if the guys who remembers, that we entered somewhere there, we went out, bought again, and then there it is. It doesn't just want to stop, it just still want to continue. So that is the Nasdaq, and that is how it is going. It is only gold that does not seem to be well, it was not part of our signal, but the price of gold, it's still, I must emphasize that the price of gold is still subdued. There it is. The price of gold is still subdued. So the 1795, it is the price which, since it came to it after the Fed interest rate decision, it has never been above that. It's been 3 weeks, suppressed from the 17th, around from the 15th, 2 weeks rather, let me not make it worse. It has been a subdue, it has been subservient, it has been pressed down for 2 full weeks. 1795 is what the sellers are defending. So, and the buyers are kicking them out from 1750. So I hope you guys can see what's happening in this market. Gold is trying, but the sellers are pushing it down on 1795 yet again. The price of USD ZAR broke up to 1450, and now they're back on 1430. They want to get back to get back below the level it broke yesterday safely. So it is the 1440. They wanted to keep the 1440 support, but now the price is back, is 1410. I can see some comments are coming through. I hope you guys are enjoying this. That's how it is. I just want you to be aware. I have checked them all. GBP USD does look now beautifully bullish. There is an engulf. There's the H4 engulf. Will it finish the day today like this? And that's how will it be how it's gonna be seen to have finished the week. I don't think so. For me, I'm telling you, the key level to monitor for you before you can even go down is that the GBP USD must have protected the 1.39. That's the level for me. As I say, be careful. This price must go up and reclaim this support. If this support cannot be reclaimed, it does not look good yet for the pound, or is still looking good for the dollar to still go on to the strength side, 1.37. So as I said, the dollar could be weakening now. What a bounce, what a bounce on our uh, look at that. Look at how euro dollar is playing now on top of this broken support. So definitely sending the message that they are wanting to use this point as a support. And though they went up there, there is the support. So just to confirm, it was a good point there that we have found. So as it is right now, ladies and gentlemen, the dollar is using that expanding triangle as support. So there it is, and they want to push further to the upside. They keep doing this, they will then be being able to ripple that or to rub that effect into the price of gold. So the euro must get this consistency and must get this momentum to the upside. And that's the only thing that can help the price of gold to break that 1795 level. So we just keep monitoring those. I hope if anybody is much more of a moderate risk trader there, I think that's what they could be wanting to jump in. I don't see any opportunity for jumping in myself. As I said, the price of gold, even if you want to be buying, you will be buying at resistance of the 1790, 1795. You can't be buying. I wouldn't be recommending a buy at the resistance, not at all. So one would have to wait for them to be breaking that 1795 before you can jump in and go and ride with them. There is the price, and then the price of the pound against the dollar. One has got to wait for them to use the 1.379 as the support also. So basically, these are coming from the awkward side. Perhaps one could be trying that. There is the USD CAD. Perhaps that could be the breakout that one can be looking towards selling. If this could be any sell, I think it could be if this line is safely broken. Okay, so if it can break, come to this point, touch this support, then I definitely personally also would be interested in a sell. Touch this point, then I'll be waiting for the price to go back again. Then we are sure from that point that the USD CAD is indeed going down right up to this demand level where I would or where the which is where I think is gonna get the next sellers. So that's how it is. So that's how one could look at it. So okay, that's how it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is how the NFP has gone about again. Some few hours left on the hype side, but I think the hype should be finished, made clear. I like the USD CAD as I'm drawing it right now. So I think if this hype continue, if the selling of the dollar could continue to gain some momentum, it will look like it will finish it like that. Then it will also continue like that, possibly even for next week, to continue selling the dollar and getting the stock indices, the stock markets of America to go on the higher level. So I would leave myself with some small sell limit there. All right, if it goes to the downside, it should definitely be going up there I will also show you that that would be a fib zone, perfect fib zone right there. So I would definitely be thinking that this could be the fib zone, which is also gonna be more like a retest, like a very nice retest, there of this, which is also a shoulder line. Get the retest, and then from there take my TP right up to 1.22. There at 1.22, it should be some uh, should be able to see some demand level. As I've always said, this buy limit, small buy limit there, it is at the H4 demand. We still have got the demand for the USDK, the big demand coming up right at around 1.21, and that is the demand which I think it can take the USD ZAR CAD way to the upside again, and to continue to dominate the 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 the, the the sellers. So because it does look positive. Take nothing away from this NFP. This NFP, or rather, let me say, this NFP doesn't take anything away from a bullish dollar. I was just don't think so. So it could just be pushing back this. It could just be pushing back. Just keep on pushing. Yeah, up to there. Just keep pushing back there, the pullback of the dollar, and then from there before it can continue. So we could be looking at something that goes like that. Then we go further again to the upside, something like that. So we're already looking into the future, but before the future is looked into, we look at the present, and the present is that the NFP decided to do the unthinkable, only known to the fundamentals. They have decided to swap the strength of the dollar for the continuation of the bullish, or of the rally of the American indices. That's how I can put it. That's how we can put it. I've said so again. The incentive they have taken, and they have given the stock markets the incentives, and they have kept the dollar to say, just keep on hold, keep pulling back. We will see you in the next NFP. All right, yeah, guys. Right. That's how it goes. That's how we do the NFP today. It's been half an hour of an amazing NFP, unexpected. I hope that the news traders have survived this. I always wanna also go back to Facebook and to check how they have done it and how they have survived it. And I know that those who are trading the Nasdaq from the first candle, because they use M1, they could have survived. It started by dropping first, and I think those who went on a sell of the Nasdaq on the first minute, they must have gotten into a serious problem. They must have seen flames thereafter, because within the first second, because on the second minute, the price completely was rejected, and it continued for the rest of all other minutes, pushing to the upside. So again, those who have gotten their fingers bent on the Nasdaq trying to sell it, and then from the turning on them to go to the upside, never to come back, apologies. But those who got it nicely to the upside, because I know there are some traders who go both for buy and sell on the Nasdaq, and then whichever goes through, it's the one they go for. So while I don't trade like that, I just saw serious rejection of the sellers who attempted to sell the Nasdaq on the first minute or two, but then from there the price moving to the upside and keeping the bullish Nasdaq. Guys, thank you so much again, Mr. Marara. I've got nothing much more to break down right now. I've broken down all the pairs that are related to the NFP, and they are all looking good. and then one will be looking to check the recovery and just check whether then we trade the sanity of the market. Sanity is just about to happen before the end of the sessions today. The dollar continues to get weak, the indices continues to go up, but we can have an opportunity now to do that, to continue with the momentum of the NFP, wait for the dollar to pull back to the levels in which you can sell them, and wait for the indices to come back to the levels in which you can continue to buy them. It's a straightforward market. Until then, let us meet again, guys, next week. We will continue with our London sessions on every Tuesday morning, and then also with New York sessions from 4 o'clock. I'm feeling much better. I think we can continue with our live trading market analysis, with our live trading or live market analysis of the London session and of the New York exchange every Tuesday and every Friday. Until then, have a good one, ladies and gentlemen, and cheers. What a wonderful NFP. Let us go and check if we can still make some money out of it. So apply good money management until we see you again next time. Cheers.